Good morning, and this is your SP 500 setups for today. So yesterday's long was probably the right idea, and we did bounce off some structure. And just to recap, we obviously got a very strong weekly area of potential support here, and you can basically just add in this zone, and if you then drill down to the daily, it'll give you a little bit more support. But you can see there, this little channel that we're looking at here was probably an area which was not going to break through in a hurry. And you can see we are forming a bit of a weekly pin bar at the moment. So today's close is going to be critical. We are at the 4300 area, which is what we pointed out yesterday. So next level we are watching is this 4328, and then just above it is that little swing low there. So you can see we tested it, we tested the bottom. Everything hinges on what candle we are going to get this on the weekly. So from a weekly perspective, we are in an upward trend. This is a pullback onto structure that is very strong structure if you look left, and this is all the way back to 2021. And you can see how long we were testing this area from pretty much end of April, beginning of June, all the way through to January last year, and then we even tested it again in July last year. And in all honesty, we haven't tested it this year at all. We barreled right through it, came back with a half-hearted attempt, and then we've had a second move down to it. So anyway, from a price action perspective on the weekly, it is playing out quite nicely as what you would expect price to do. Oscillators have eased off quite nicely, so everything here is looking very, very interesting indeed. Now, get down to the levels that we're interested in today. From the 8-hour perspective, we had this inside bar off structure, and then you can see pretty much just the one bar where we had the opportunity to trade, and I'll get that to you now in the 15-minute, but we've gone sideways since then. So I think what we're going to be doing is waiting for support on a level. Now that pin bar there, you can see we broke through it. It does look like we've come back to test it on the 8-hour at the moment, but when we start working through the time frames, you're going to see a little bit of a different picture. You can see that looks like a bit of a rejection. I don't like this bar that's closed above it, or the bar that's closed above it there, but that pin bar is very much in play for continuation to the downside. It would be a break below it. If you look at the oscillators, have a look at the diversions here. You can see high, lower high, oscillators high, higher high. So that's continuation diversion. So this is all indicating that we should get another leg down, and to be quite honest, that is what you would expect as well. V reversals are rare, so you would expect another attempt to break through this 42-47 area, or at least come back and form a double bottom or a higher low. So that's kind of what the bulls and the bears are looking at. However, when we look at the hour, we can argue that there is already a higher low, which is right here, and that's on 42.72, which is another weekly level. So I can just adjust this weekly level onto this pin bar here. And remember, we did highlight this yesterday, that this was an area to buy off, and it was. And then we also highlighted 43,000, sorry, as an opportunity to take a profit, and that's exactly what transpired. What has happened now, so we've had this sideways move. Well, let's just go back a day first. So first we had this bounce. Okay, this was Wednesday. Then yesterday it was sideways, flag. If you measure from the bottom here to the top, and you do that, that gives you your measured move. You can see slap bang onto the measured move. So move up, flag, sideways, break of the flag, second move up. However, this now becomes a next flag, and you can see we are targeting this area here. So let's just get to the 15 minutes, and you'll see the structure that you should be looking at. Okay, so let's pull back and flag. You don't really see it that clearly on the 15-minute, but that's why you want to have a look at it on the hour so you can just get the structure. And then the 15-minute is where you get your entries off. So we know this is forming another flag here. So I would argue you're looking for a move above and a retest of 4,300. I don't want this kind of testing, and I don't want this kind of testing. So I want to see us go up, I want to see us come back and form proper price structure on 4,300. What I mean, I want a pin bar, or I want an engulfing bar, or I want an inside bar, and there's a pin bar there which is also testing it. So that's the kind of structure I'm looking for. Not looking for anything else, quite simple. Golfing bar, inside bar, or a pin bar on 4,300, and that is going to give us the opportunity to move up. So there's a pin bar on the level, but it's right towards the close, so it doesn't really count. So that's what we're waiting for today. Nothing really else, and the target at the moment is 43.28 and 43.35. I wouldn't hold on to this overnight or over the weekend because anything can happen at the moment. We're too volatile for that. But if you just zoom back to the hour, you can see potential trend reversal here. See this rounding bottom from a fairly strong downtrend. So you would expect it to be a bit volatile, and I definitely would want to see it bounce off here. So we'll come back, build a base, and then we want to move above it. And this is going to be the actual line in the sand for a trend reversal for me. So at the moment, on the hour, we are kind of in no man's land between the moving averages. So we will go with whatever we see on the lower time frames, and that is going to be structure here for a move to the upside. Okay, anyway, that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. Shorts are only really going to come into play if we break structure lower down, and it's going to be messy, and I don't really want to entertain shorts at the moment. I think that's just going to trap you, but nevertheless, if we do get below 42.88 and we reject that area, then there's possibly a short to come back into this range that we formed yesterday, reaching for 42.66. I somehow don't believe that. So just looking at the daily and looking at what the weekly is looking like at the moment, I think the bulls are trying to gain control before earnings season kicks off. So that's just an indication that people are buying stocks. Okay, anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps. Drop us a thumbs up if it does, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers for now.